Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. Let's see. Adam is going to get through. Well, Adam wants to get through a bunch of random to-do items on today.adamlearns.com for the top-down shooter of SIABT. Game is looking more and more like an actual game. Cool. Hey, Nine, Atomic, Phil, and Steven. Good morning, everybody. As I wrote a goal, wrap up the rest of the core gameplay, life bars, tutorial text, bug fixes, exiting the game, pick some monster sprites, figure out the rest of whatever. Yeah, there's a lot to do. Hey, Atomic. Oh, I said hi, Atomic. You got first. I just didn't see you type something yet. So yesterday, I tried using some more of my AI quota, and let me show you what I did. Well, I shouldn't really say I did, although I did have to clean up some of this. We gotta check in a little bit of this soon. But I made it so you can now use your spear. I don't think this is actually probably worth keeping in because yes, you can use it, but like it's kind of tedious. It doesn't work that well in this game. You can see it does damage. I could make it if I made it insta kill stuff, then I think it'd be okay. And even then, I think I don't know. Yeah, maybe if it insta kills stuff. What we all did, yes, collectively, based on the yellow one's training. Hey, Chili, stop using AI. We did this. Yeah, maybe if I make it insta kill. The other thing I need to do is make it so that if you're moving, it uses the moving animation. But then if it's going to insta kill, then it can't really work on bosses, right? Yeah. I expect a payout. How many pennies? How many? How many fractions of a penny? Would you do with a pico penny? Can I round down? Yeah, let me just act like we got insta kills here. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. Because this is how it could turn into, right? You're just like stabbing these monsters. I don't think this is gonna work. I don't think this is the kind of gameplay we want to support. I'm not actually sure if you have a gun animation, why you'd add in a spear animation. Like, which character wants a gun and a spear? Wouldn't you just always use the gun? Not like the spear has crazy range or something. Yeah, I think we're gonna just delete this. Yeah. I don't see a world in which this is worth keeping in. Well, I'm glad it was easy to test at least. So yeah, this would take 1,000,000 hits to kill this guy. Oh, one of the summoners went up to the top. Yeah, they still managed to go out of bounds. Hang on, I want to see this. That wasn't supposed to be possible. Come on. Actually, you can see these summoning up here, but they're going to stop pretty soon because the summoner will run out of summons. And then the only way we'll be able to know whether it's still up there is if it wanders such that it's visible. Yeah. So we can't see any summoners. Well, now we can't see the summons either. But if I speed this up to 8x, we might event. Oh, wait. Oh, it might not be out of bounds. It might just be at the top. Hey, Smalls. Thank you for the raid. 5 pennies, no nickels. Yeah, I hope you're doing well, Smalls. And welcome in, everyone. We are. Oh, maybe, yeah, maybe it just was at the top and I just couldn't see it and then I killed it. Because there is a bug right now where when you go to the top, you disappear. Okay, let's hope that it was that. Whether or not it is doesn't probably really matter too much for this game. But yeah, I hope things don't go out of bounds. All right, well, yeah, I think we take out the spear altogether. I think this is a mistake. It just doesn't feel right. Maybe if you had limited ammo, then I could understand why you'd have a spear. Yeah. Because then you'd at least have an attack for when you run out of ammo. But you don't have limited ammo in this game. You have unlimited. So you'd never choose the spear over the gun unless it insta killed everything. And even then, like, is it worth getting you used to it? Yeah, I think I've convinced myself. The only thing that's kind of a shame is like this work was already done. Like the spear's in the game, I'm using it, and we have the artwork for it. I could check this in on a branch or something. Yeah, maybe I do that. Mega delayed because of ads. Okay, I'm caught up. Yeah, an ad starts at 5 minutes into the stream. How are you doing, Smalls? Is everything going well? You feeling good? I had a mango this morning, which means my life is going pretty well. Yeah, maybe I check this in a separate branch. Yeah, I don't think I want to keep this. I don't even know if it's worth checking in though. It's like, will I ever use this again? Probably not. And if I did want to use it again, I could just have AI do this. Hoping for a public playtest very soon, like end of week soon. Awesome, yeah. When you say public playtest, are you going to just have it on the Steam page? Or are you going to find people through the stream, let's say? Because Next Fest is going on right now, and then it's going to be the Steam Summer Sale. I think it's going to be hard if you make it totally public to get people to play, given that Next Fest is going on. Unless you mean you're going to be part of Next Fest. Well, I guess you would have already had to be part of it. But yeah, that's just something to be wary of, is just the Next Fest timing. But yeah, if it's finding people through the stream, then it's totally fine. Yeah, if you're in no rush, then yeah, sounds like a good idea. Well, cool. Yeah, I think it's exciting. I think one of the things that I learned that's really good, and I highly recommend this, is reach out to small streamers and have them play it, because they have a good audio and video setup already. They're strangers, so they don't feel like they have to sugarcoat things usually. They usually produce VODs just to begin with. And yeah, it's just a larger sample size. And they're not swamped by a bunch of like advertisers and sponsorships and just bug fixing and polishing till the next fest. Oh, cool. Yeah, October. If you're a streamer and you're not friends with other small streamers. No, I mean, sorry, I meant reach out to like new or random small streamers, not friends necessarily. Like, it's because this part about them being strangers is the important part. Like, you probably already have a supply of friends and people you're close to that can give you feedback, but I found that when I finally started reaching out to some other small streamers, they were kind of brutal about the game, and it was good feedback. And they played in ways I just didn't expect, and they expected different things from the games that weren't the game that wasn't in there. Yeah. Hey, Faceless. Been slowly cultivating a circle of streamers, so yeah, we'll do so. Yeah. And I mean, like I said, it's just a recommendation. You certainly don't have to do it. How would you reach out? You just send them a whatever contact they have on their page, pretty much. So like for me, I don't think I have any contact on my page. Yeah, I don't. But a lot of streamers will say like business emails here or something, or here's my Discord, and you just reach out on Discord or something, or they have a Twitter and then their Twitter has an email address. That's how I tend to do things. There is a messaging system through Twitch, but not everyone reads it. All right, so I think we ditched this. Yeah. So how do we, I guess we check in on just a different branch. Yeah, let's just do that. So git checkout -b top down shooter add spear. And then we're going to just add spear. AI did this. I don't like the feature overall, so I didn't even really look at the implementation, because we're going to ditch this. Yeah, I plan to ditch all of this code, or rather just abandon this code on a branch. All right, so now we just ignore that, or we push this. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. And then we check out the old branch again. What is it? Create top-down shooter. Yeah. And then push this one too, I guess, while we're at it. People get sub 10 viewers are often very eager to chat with anyone who's active in their chat. Yeah. Those who have business emails in the info are full-time streamers. Usually you can find some way to reach out to them, because most streamers use Discord. And a lot of them will have, like I said, Twitter or YouTube or something. And on YouTube, it's kind of the same thing. If you go to like YouTube, Adam Learns, a lot of people have this same widget at the top. You don't have to have this, but this view email address. So if you type in your email address, then you can expose it this way on YouTube. And a lot of people have this set up. So you just click this, it has a CAPTCHA. You can get 5 of these per account per day. And if you truly can't find any way else to message them, you could either wait for them to be live and just send a message in their chat, or you could send them over Twitch. Yeah. So usually contacting them is not a problem if they're a small streamer. If they're a bigger streamer, they probably have a lot of that stuff locked down. And some, like the biggest streamers, typically don't even read their own email. They typically have an agency in front of them. And then there's no chance of you getting them to play your game for free, especially if it's a demo. And what I found is that I mean, this is obvious, but like sending spam is easy. So my finding is that smaller and smaller streamers are now getting spammed with, I wouldn't really call them this, but opportunities. And as a result, it's less likely for them to see your opportunity that you might have. So, yeah. All right, thank you very much, Smalls. Yeah, have a good rest of your day. Thanks for the raid. Show you random streams with very low viewership. Yeah. That does not sound appealing to me at all. But then again, watching Twitch doesn't really sound appealing to me. I just stream on the platform. All right, so I want to write this down somewhere about the spear. I don't know where we write it down. Maybe just my stream of consciousness. Hey, Jesta. Stop scraping these Nobel Prize. I wonder how much it stops AI nowadays. Like, do CAPTCHAs need to be like weapons grade CAPTCHAs at this point? I don't think it's worth adding the spear to the top-down shooter. I tried it out, and even if it insta-killed enemies, I think the general question I would ask as a player is, why would I use this if I have a gun? I think the only answer is if you needed ammo for the gun or to reload the gun. But ours shoots infinitely, both in terms of ammo and magazine size. Yeah, so as a result, yeah, it's a shame that we can't really use the graphics, but if they have no purpose, then I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah. You are very lucky. Exactly. There are probably a decent number of people now who have tried starting a business that's kind of just a wrapper around AI. Like, yeah, we'll make graphics for you, we'll make music for you, we'll make whatever, a website for you. And they're like, oh, I'll just prompt an AI and do all that stuff. I think this is why just buyers had to be careful. All right, so yeah, just ditch all the spear stuff, right? Yeah. Makes things easier. So what other graphics do we have that I haven't used? Let me take a look here really fast. I bought the top-down monster graphics yesterday. Assets, female adventurer. So attack, we have gun and spear. We're not going to use the spear, so we've used the gun. Dash, I haven't used at all. I do kind of want to add in dashing. Death, we need to add in. Idle, we've used. Jump, I don't plan on using. I don't think this is worthwhile. Reloading, yeah, I just don't think it's worth it. Run while shooting, we have. Walk while aiming. What? Oh, but not necessarily shooting. Interesting. I don't think we need that though. Reloading, I didn't put in. Yeah, okay. Yeah, seems pretty reasonable. Hey, Cuddlefish. Would have been an interesting way of helping the player know they're getting infinitely stronger, faster reloads, and fire rates. I guess I hadn't thought about this, that we could add reloading into the game. I don't think it adds a lot. I think if we were making this like a more tactical game or something, it might be worthwhile, but Yeah, I think I like just that you can shoot infinitely. And I think part of what's nice about this is these games aren't supposed to be too complex. The more we need to teach you about, the more a player might get turned off. Like imagine, well, I guess reloading could just be automatic and there could be a reload button. And it would make you conserve your bullets a little bit more. I don't know. I'll just see how this plays out. Yeah, I think we need to increase the aggro range. Hang on one sec. Abby. All right. Come on, cat. I'm ready. Yes, good cat. Hi, can I use my keyboard? Come on. Come sit down. Good cat. Good cat. Okay, so it might be worth adding reloading, but I think I want to keep things simple for the player. Just licking my wrist. Is it guided by the right thumbstick? It's in the 8 directions. So yeah, you have to be shooting in the direction you're facing, and you can only face in, well, depending on the graphic, there are actually 6 directions. But yeah, you can shoot in 8 directions. All right, what else did I mention here? We got it in the death animation. Yeah, so I got to remove the text in each room. I think I already have this written down somewhere. All right, let's start with life bars. I think I want to make this pretty simple. I think you just want a texture progress top-down shooter. Because right now we have health label. So we just add in a texture progress bar. All right, textures under gradient texture. I don't know, gray? I don't have any ideas. All right, sure. Over and progress. So progress should probably be red. That's pretty good. And yeah, I think it's fine. All right, now value we set to 100. And then we just need to give this thing a size. Yeah. So now as your health changes, we can fill in or handle this. I think we set the max value probably to your max life, which I said should probably be 120. And then we don't tell you a number here. Hey, Magnus. In fact, we could actually put in the text health here. And we can make a boss label as well. And then just center this inside the parent. You can't really do that because this isn't a, wait, I can do this though, right? Oh yeah, okay. And then just center. Hey, Strawn. So Magnus, the 17th. Yeah, this is good. I don't think I want the health to show the text though. So let's just delete this and call this player health bar. All right, now top-down shooter. We get the health label. Is going to be replaced with a texture progress bar, player health bar. Health change, update player health, maybe player health. Cool, get this, do one of those, texture progress bar, update player health. All right, value equals life. Easy. Now we need to set what your values are for life. Player starts with how much? I think it's 100. I'm pretty sure it's 100. It's in stats. Where's life? No, it's not in stats. It's here. Yeah, life equals 100. Okay, so let's do a public const int starting life. Actually, I probably want to make this a float. I'll just do this for right now. Let's do 120. Start this at your starting life. And then set the max value equal to player life. And set the step equal to like 0.1. Yeah. All right, that's pretty reasonable. Let's try it out. Natural evolution of my username joke. Yeah. I mean, you could have renamed to add an extra O if you needed to. But yeah, you don't need to. All right, so I know that's a gigantic life bar. We're just doing this for testing. We need to figure out a better way to render this. So now as I take damage, we should see that get chunked down. Yeah. All right. So it works. It just looks stupid. I mean, maybe we just shrink it and it's fine. No, it looks kind of stupid just being off in the middle of nowhere. Maybe what we could do is show it above the player. Well, but then you couldn't see it all the time. I was going to say, and only show it when you get hit. Okay, out of curiosity, what did old games do about this? Like Contra, NES. I don't even remember if there was a life bar. Didn't you just get hit and die? Maybe the Super Nintendo one had life bar? I don't remember. Where's the screenshot? Here it is. Yeah, they just threw some UI at the top here. Hey, Goose. I don't know. I'm so bad at this. Let me go look at the life bars that I had collected somewhere. Where is it? Yeah, these. We could get this. I mean, I could just download it. What am I doing? Yeah, why not just download it? Because you just had to pay $1 if you want to use this in your paid project. But yeah, I can just get everything here. All is smaller than Pixel UI Pack 3. I guess let's get this one. I just want to see what these graphics look like. Like, how would I go about using this? Oh, it's literally just what you see on the page. Yeah, Now I understand why all is a smaller size than the other one, because all is just the one graphic here. I'm so torn. Yeah, I want it to be continuous. These are all discrete. Unless we take something like this and then fill it in ourselves. And then when it wouldn't look as good. But I guess it wouldn't be too bad either. I also think saying life here is probably better. I don't know. All right, maybe we just don't think about this yet. Maybe I'll just make it functional and then we'll make it look pretty later. It looks so ugly. Oh man, I don't know. Why can't I just be gifted at UI? Oh, we're gonna need a boss life bar too. We could fade it out. I mean, we could put some like UI Chrome up there, or dedicate some part of the screen to the UI. I don't know. Yeah. What owns this data set that we need? Game? It's a government job. There's a genuine possibility that the answer is we don't know. Yeah, I've heard about these sorts of things from the outside. I haven't ever been on the inside of a government job though. I wish you luck. All right, well, there's the player life bar. I guess let's go make a boss life bar. I just don't like this though. Yeah, I just don't like it. All right, let's do this the way I normally do. So problem, I have no idea what I'm doing. All right, option 1, show the player's life bar above the player. It could just always be visible. Maybe it fades out a bit when you haven't been damaged in a little while. Option 2 is don't show a life bar at all. Actually, this is kind of interesting. This would make it harder for you to know that defense carried over. Option 3, show a life bar at the top of the screen somewhere. Not even at the top, in a dedicated part of the screen somewhere. Yeah, so it's one of those things. If we had enough like fake UI elements where I could show your current weapon and maybe ammo is unlimited or something. But I don't have that. I mean, we could add in a bunch of, like, I could take whatever items from here. Yeah, we don't really have anything for ammo, do we? No, not really. Pick two, pick two. It is tempting. Because, yeah, one of the things about this game is that you shouldn't know the upgrades carry over. So if you couldn't see your life at all, you would just know that after some number of hits, you're dead. So, like, here's how we could simulate that. There, done. There. So now it's gone from the screen. And, yeah, you realize that you're taking damage. Because it would be playing a sound. I don't have the sound on right now. And then you're dead. And you'd come back and you'd be like, okay, I should not die. And yeah, as you get stronger, you don't even take damage. I'm not sure. Asking them costs money. Yeah. Well, once you do find out, documenting it for future people would be great. I don't think players would like this. This is interesting. We could try this. Yeah, let's put this here. Let's put this on top of the player. And then move it so that it's like next to where they are. Now it's got to be way tinier because it's actually in world space. So something like this. Whoops. Oh my God, come on. It can't be that hard to move this. There. And then just shrink the size of this maybe. Font size. There's no fitting it in there. We have to set like a font size of 6, which maybe you could read because it is scaled up quite a lot, right? No, it looks pretty bad. Well, the word health looks pretty bad. The life bar looks fine. Yeah, actually, this could work okay. Yeah, in fact, we could actually do a combination of the two things. We could do... Yeah, no, actually, I guess it's just option 1. Maybe it fades out a bit when you haven't been damaged in a while. Yeah. Yeah, this isn't too bad. Hey, Jamal. What's up? Nothing much. How are you doing? Yeah, we just do something like this. And we just need to center it where the player is. Can I do that and then move this upward? Yeah, I think that's decent. Then maybe we just fade it out if you haven't been hit in a while. And it'd be funny if the boss just had a gigantic life bar, I guess in the same style. Yeah, so having it show all the time doesn't seem like the best thing. Especially if it's not going to say that that's your health. And I guess maybe green is what you'd expect to be if you were at full health. I'm not sure. Yeah, this is good though. Yeah, so I think those are the changes we maybe make. Like change the color as you get damaged. So it goes from green to red, and only show the bar when you've been recently damaged. So what this means is you might be at 50% life and not remember that you're at 50% life. I don't think it really matters for this game. We could also just fade it out to the point where you can still see it, but it's not really in the way. And when you're at 100% life, it doesn't need to show. So like here, you're at 100% life. If we were to fade it out a little bit, so let's go into visibility, modulate, and just set the alpha down. Oh, that kind of looks bad because now it looks like Abby's making little noises on me. Yeah, I think we'd have to fade it out completely. Yeah, I think we'd have to fade it out completely. And then we just change. Actually, we could do it this way, right? Well, there are a couple ways we could do this. There's a tint on each texture. So we could set this to white and then the tint to something between green when you're fully healthy, and then start to get to yellow, and then start to get to red. Yeah. Yeah. I think the combination of those two things would probably be good. Have it fall apart. Your health bar is taking damage. Yeah. What, Jamal? Head bar? I think you might mean health bar. I think putting it on the top is fine. I'm not sure I like the size of this though. I think I want to shrink this a little bit. And then move this like that. Okay, so let's go code these things and see how it feels. So yeah, we'll just have this thing not be showing at all at first. Player, health bar. We could change the modulator to the whole thing. I guess I do want to change the modulator to the whole thing. Modulate equals colors dot transparent. All right, now when you're hit, so update player health is only done when you're hit. We're going to show this thing again. So tween equals create tween. Actually, let's create it on the player health bar. Create tween, set process mode physics, tween property. So the player health bar, Godot string names dot modulate. No, it's Godot node paths dot modulate. Actually, all we need is the modulate alpha, but whatever. All right, so we're going to show this again. So modulate, we're going to go to colors.white over the course of like, well, pretty quick. And then we set the value. We could animate the value. And then after some amount of time, we would want to hide this again. So I'm going to make a private tween question mark hide life bar tween. Actually, I kind of want to do this a different way. And I want to encapsulate this in its own object. So I'll probably do that. I'm just trying this out, Jamal. I'll see if it feels good. And if it doesn't, we can always move it. But yeah, I want to test this out. Let's put this in its own scene. So yeah, maybe we just say this is player health bar for now. There we go. I want to add a script to this. Good. All right. So texture progress bar changes to player health bar. And then I want to set a bunch of different things in here. We should probably just initialize it with the player so it can set this up itself. Player health bar dot init player. Then get rid of probably all these things. Player equals player. Good. Then inside of here, we're going to set the max value step, modulate, update player health. This is going to go over here. Should probably just be called update health at this point, though. Yeah, I definitely suggest getting started with Godot. It's pretty nice. I like it a lot. All right, cool. So the only thing I haven't done is on health changed. Yeah, this. This needs to be subscribed to from here. And then, yeah, now here's where I want to change this stuff. So whenever your health gets lowered, we want to keep track of like time until hiding life bar. And we can just set this to double.infinite. And then add an override physics process here that does this minus equal delta. And if this is less than 0, then we start triggering it with a tween. Hide life bar, hide tween. And this will be null by default. So start hiding life bar, or start hiding. That's probably fine. So we're going to set this and modulate it back to transparent over the course of 0.5 seconds. All right, so if your health is ever updated, then time until hiding life bar is going to be set to some amount of time. Let's just set it to 4. And we're going to kill the tween here and then set it to null. And this is the fade in tween. The fade in tween only needs to happen if it had been hidden. So if modulate is equal to transparent. Actually, if it's not equal to white, then fade it in. And we only want to do this if you haven't already faded it in. So this needs to be here with show tween. Is that you, cat? Yeah. This is Abby. She's a good kitty cat. So in this particular case, I guess all we want to check is if it's not equal to white and the show tween is null. And then after this thing finishes, tween callback, set it to null. All right, I think we should be good. I'm not certain if that's going to work. Let's try it. And then we just need to change the colors. But the color changing is probably pretty simple. So it's showing and it's white. And then it hides. Oh, because update health is called at first. Yeah, okay. So as soon as we get hit, it's going to show again. So let me take 1 damage. Oh, whoops. Wait a second. Why did I kill that thing in 4 hits? Okay, this is not working. Let me see why it's not working. Update health. If it's not equal to white and show tween is null. So we'll create this. We'll modulate to white. When that's done, we'll set this to null. We set the value of life. We set the time until hiding to 4. And start hide. Okay, I see. This needs to be set back to infinite. Let's try that out. Yeah, I gotta stop the initial time from setting this. In fact, update health, we should just set the health directly. Yeah. I'll just say value equals max value. And then we don't need this here. Hey, Warlock, how's published game doing? Skeleseller? I don't really check on it too often. I think it's doing okay. I mean, I think most activity is going to die down in between sales, but there's another sale coming up in 10 days or so, I think. So, yeah. But yeah, I moved on. I'm not going to probably continue touching that game. All right, nice. Yeah, this is working great. And then that should hide. Oh, I didn't get away fast enough. Let's try this again. Oh, they die in 2 hits. I just want to take some damage there. Now it should fade away. Yeah. All right, great. Yeah, I think this is looking good. So now let's just change the color of this. Hey, Matt. And hey, Pressel. You make the sky fall. Let's not forget our typical Wednesday greeting. You too can join the Wednesday cult by just copy pasting one simple message. When it fades, is it still lower than full health? Hey, Stats. Is it still lower than full health? I'm not certain what you mean. You mean like, is it remembering the value? Because it should be. Yeah. If that's what you're asking, yeah, that should be fine. I didn't test it, but we can go test it really fast. Are you in a Discord, the cult Discord? All right, so we take some damage. Now we're at like 60%-ish. Now we go take some more damage after it fades, and yeah, it's working. Yeah, I think I like this. I think this is pretty good. It indicates that it's your health. You don't need to know the exact number. You just need to know if you're about to die. What cult Discord? Us in a cult? No. All right, so we got to get the over tint. And this should be pretty simple. In fact, I think it should be very, very simple. We change the over tint. Oh, come on. Tint over. That's what it's called. All right, so colors.green. We want the lightest green we can come up with here. I guess it's lawn green. Sure. Lawn green dot what? Blend? What does blend do? Returns a new color resulting from blending this color over another. Isn't there some like mix, or there should be an amount that you can blend by, right? Lerp, here we go. Okay. So lerp it with colors dot, now we want a very bright red, I guess. And then do, yeah, life divided by max value. Argument double is not assignable to a... There we go. All right, let's see if that works. I might have done this backwards. I'm not actually sure. I didn't put any thought into it because it's so easy to fix. So we'll just speed this up. Walk through this door. Go take damage. And let's take a look at the life bar. It didn't work at all. Oh, because it's tint progress, not tint over. Yeah, my bad. What version am I using to develop in Godot? I'm using one of the 4.7 beta versions. I don't remember the exact number. Yeah, 4.7 beta 4. If you're about to start, though, I'd say just use whatever version is stable. There's a bunch of other stuff that doesn't match. What other stuff? I want to know. How can I find out if my appraisal is correct? Yeah, so this is going backwards. All right, so all we need to do is swap red and green. Red and green. There, easy peasy. All right, now let's give ourselves 15 power-ups so that we take very little damage. 1, 2, 3, there we go. And let's speed this up. Yeah, I think that's good. Funky colors. I think, I mean, it does go to like an orangish, kind of brownish color, but I think it's mostly fine. Yeah, I think this feels pretty good. Yeah, so I want the boss to have a gigantic health bar. Like, absolutely gigantic. Yeah, I like this. All right, so let's do the same thing with the boss now. I called this player health bar, which is kind of a bit stupid. So let's just call this health bar. And then rename this to health bar. And then rename the script. Yeah, so now player health bar should be deleted. Which means we got to do this. Where's player health bar? There it is. Okay. Instantiate as just health bar. Then find this, show in file system, and delete it. It still thinks it's being used, but it's not. I just needed to save. There we go. Now you'll rename the script. Edit, rename, health bar. Sure. I don't even know how I would do that. Gotta start small. Gotta convince just 2 people, I'd say. Like a Kevin and a Matt, just to name some random names. And then after that, you can get other people to join. So let's make sure this is still working, and then we'll go put it on the boss. Hey, Memberino, still working on the skeleton game? Yeah, no, this is a new one. Yeah. All right, now the path change. This is just health bar, not player health bar. Health bar. Actually, you know what? The player could initialize this. Huh, didn't even think about that. I'll write that down as a cleanup thing. The player should probably own and initialize their own health bar if it's just visual. There's always a Matt, so I'm assuming it's not referring to me. All right, so we want to go add this on the boss. No, I spooked the cat. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Boss room, boss monster, instantiate health bar. All right, I want to make this huge, huge. That's pretty good. And I'm not kidding here. I want this to be gigantic. I intentionally wanted to take up like the whole screen. Yeah. Okay. Will this work? I'm just gonna do it that way. Yeah, and in top-down shooter, actually, I probably should put it into the boss monster directly. Yeah, like that's smarter. Be pretty funny if it's off the screen. Yeah, because you'll still be able to see where it is. So here we're going to instantiate it in the health bar and do the same thing I just did, but that way it's in this scene. Oh, but now we can't tell exactly how big it is in terms of the screen, huh? So I got to look at it over here. Yeah, I think that's good. The screen is this blue rectangle that you can only faintly see in the background. Yeah, I think that's fine. So cool. Let's go do that. And then let's put this one over inside the player scene. So I'll just cut this. And I'll put it over here. Paste. And that's probably fine. I don't know. Sure. It's supposed to be a broken tutorial. Well, you can still see it. We'll see how it feels. But I think it's going to be pretty good. All right. So health bar, we delete from here. We put it into the top-down player. Ready here. We actually don't even need to save this off. So that should be fine. And then same thing with the boss monster. Oh, but this assumes that you have a player. Okay, no, we are going to have a problem here. All right, that's fine. The same Z as their parent. Yeah, although I could change that. I could bring it to the front. I think almost no matter what I do, it's going to look a little strange. But yeah, I'll try it out in a sec. Yeah, so this won't totally work. Where's boss monster? Let's go get this. There's health bar. Yeah, so we can't initialize it like this. In fact, why do we even save the player here? There's no point. Yeah, there's no point. We don't need this at all. And we don't need this anymore. So all we need to know is when their health changes, and then we update them. So this should just be public void update health. Easy peasy. Okay, so now we just got to set this up. So initialize it. Initializing actually isn't even needed either. This could just be a ready function. Oh, wait, no, this has to change. Okay, so we do need an init. And we pass in, what is this? A double. Double max life. All right, let's just start with a player for now. So we're going to initialize this with max life. Where is that? Starting life, excuse me. And then when their health changes, we're going to call update health on the health bar. So we do need to save this off now. Yeah, this won't take too long. Just a touch annoying. Ready? Okay, good. So now when our update health change, this isn't even ever listened to anywhere, is it? No, it's not. So we just say update health like that. And yeah, that should be good. And then I want to do the same thing over here. So how much life does the boss have? It's coming from base monster. I think it's just life. It's not just life. What is it? It's underscore life. And max life is exported. I need this to be protected. I forgot how you do this. Hey, Corpsey. I'm just going to make this protected for now, and I'll just put it to do saying encapsulate this correctly. Also, this will probably break all scenes using this value. So the boss monster gets initialized like this. And whenever they take damage, we need to know so we can update their health bar. Interested in joining a hobby group? There's 2 people in it with me excluded. I'll give you a cookie if you join. Well, cookie? It's not a cult though, is it? I have a no cults policy. Yeah, base monster must have a way of updating its life. There it is, take damage. So take damage presumably needs to be a virtual void thing here, and then we override take damage Why is it not showing up? Oh, I'm in the wrong file. This can also, it says it can be made private. It actually can't be even through this, right? Yeah, strange. All right. All right, so base dot take damage and then health bar dot update health life. Oh, we need to make that protected as well. All right. Yeah, I don't like that. But let's see if it works. Why is this problematic? Can't find declaration. Private protected. Whoops. All right. Oh, it has nothing to do with horses. I'm in then. Cannot open file player health bar. Yeah, whoops. Done. And let's go restart this thing. Done and done. Oh, nope, still not working. This is in player. Does player not have it named? No, it's named health bar. What's the problem? Unable to cast texture progress bar. Oh, this doesn't have a script? Yeah, it's got the wrong script. All right. Does this one also have the wrong script? Probably. No, that one's correct. And this one is correct. Yeah. All right, we're getting there. Is it working now? Nice. Okay, so we're going to teleport to the boss room. Okay, yeah. So there's the health bar. It does not fade out. They're not even, it seems like they're not taking damage. Yeah, I don't think they are taking damage. Hey, PG King. So boss monster, take damage. This calls into this. We have their life. Oh, their max value is not being set correctly, is it? Maybe max life isn't set correctly. No, it's probably, well, something's wrong. We'll put a breakpoint there. All right, so what is this? Yeah, 20,000, that's correct. Now what happens when they take damage? Damage is 120. So now their life should be different. Life. 19,880. Max life is 20,000. So what's the problem here? Value set to 120. That's not correct. Hey, Josip. Would you use for NCPA? What does that mean? I don't know that acronym. Yeah, is it, if it's a networking thing, this is all single player. But I don't know if that's what the N stands for there. What is going on here? We set the value here to the max. Oh, whoops. I see. I didn't use max life. Did I set this in the player correctly? Starting life? Yeah, that's probably correct. Okay, let's try that now. Although what doesn't make sense to me is, oh, I see. We're setting it to beyond the max value. That's why this isn't changing. Okay, so now everything should just be fixed. Yeah, let's try this out. All right, so we are going to go to the boss room. Yeah, nice. So now you can see it draining. Yeah. Oh, no, this is being illuminated correctly. I wanted it to work that way. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, this is exactly what I wanted. I almost wonder if you should make the life bar even bigger. Yeah, should we? Boss monster. All right, let's drag this a little bit more to the side over here. And then center it. All right, is that too big? No, that's still good. Oh, I see. You can see beyond the bounds of that. We probably just need to fill that in with walls. Yeah, this is pretty good. So we only wanted to flicker your life bar if you're taking damage, which you will always take damage. But right now that's not the case. So it's showing your life bar no matter what. And we should probably stop them from wandering too far off to the side. No, we should shrink their life bar. Yeah, this is stupid. Maybe even a little bit more than this. Just so that you can actually tell how much life they have left. I still want it to be comically large. Well, I don't know. Maybe we should try with like a proper size. This looks less comical. Oh, NPC. Sorry. Yeah. This is the tough thing about acronyms. I took this to be something totally different. So for their AI, I just wrote a custom state machine. They have a few different states. They have idle, walking, walking, and that's pretty much it. And they have all very basic logic. So like the boss just summons summoners, then the summoners summon summons, and the summons will charge at you. And yeah, they just use some basic pathfinding for that. Overflowing onto multiple lines can be fun. Yeah, I do that in a Fever Dream game, which we don't even have currently exposed to the player. With the, what was it, the apples that you collect? No, not apples, strawberries. Yeah. Yeah, this is feeling pretty good. We could make your life regenerate. I don't know how much I want to encourage the player being like super cautious. Yeah, I think it's a little bit better. We're going to lose here, though. We're going to get overwhelmed pretty quickly. And I'm low on life. Just got to get all the power-ups. We could actually put life bars on all of the enemies. Although I think that'd be a lot more obvious that you're getting stronger. I gotta get all the power-ups. No. Oh, now I'm dying. No, man. What was it, 3 pixels wide? Health bar fading when it's not full. Oh, I see. You're saying as long as you're not at 100%, just show it always. I just didn't want to... I don't know. Maybe we just take a little bit longer for it to fade out. There are no health potions. Worthwhile having a stationary attack that locks you in place to aim without moving. Yeah, probably. Or a strafe button. I hadn't thought of the stationary bit. Maybe add a button that prevents you from moving at all. It could just rotate. All right, ad's about to start, so I'm going to take a quick break. Yeah. All right, is it jump time? It's jump time. again, I have not moved from the spot that I was in because the cat is still curled up on my lap. I think you can see a tiny bit of white fur right here. You're a good cat. ABC, close the game. 200 streams. 200 streams. My goodness. I just sat here, Corpsey. I'll leave you to fill in the blanks. All right, so this is feeling pretty good, right? Yeah. I think we can go check this in now. Oh, wait, no, we don't because of this garbage. Yuck. All right, fine. Let's go change this. Encapsulate life. This should have a private setter. And then same thing with this. I want this to be a field, and I forgot how this works when you export things. Oh, not this one. This one. Encapsulate field. So this would have broken all of the scenes that I have, right? Like boss monster now. No, it still does have 20,000. How's that possible? Nope, now it's gone. Yeah, I forgot how you do this. It's not showing up though. Hey, no ref check. Automatically handle garbage collection for when an entity, in this case an enemy, is destroyed. So the automatically depends on exactly what you're doing. So I'm calling Q free on these things, which means that any children of the node freed will also be freed. But if all I did is like remove, if I call remove child on the monster, this does not do garbage collection. So this would be considered an orphan node at this point. But yeah, if you free it, then yeah, Godot handles everything beneath it automatically. Shoots in a pattern over a second or so. Oh yeah, I hadn't thought about that. That could be kind of interesting. If you know, you know. All right, take care. Have a good workout, Pressel. Maybe add in a button that shoots in a spread, but you can only use it every so often. Or maybe it just enables spread shooting for X seconds and has a cooldown. Well, garbage collection is a double-edged sword because it is nice to not have to worry about this stuff yourself for anything that's not performance intensive. But like, let's say you're creating 1,000,000 bullets. It's like, well, every time you create it, it's got to instantiate. Every time you remove it, then it's going to have to garbage collect at some point. So you'll end up with these like frame stutters that happen. So you want to keep around a pool and then free them all yourself later. So yeah, I mean, in that sense, it's not too different from what you do in any language. It's like you probably wouldn't be freeing something every frame even or C++. All right, I don't remember how you do this. Do we ever use field export anywhere else? No. There's some way that you're supposed to be able to export properties. I don't remember how you do this. There. So we just get rid of the field from here and we're fine. Now we should see it again. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, so now it would have modified all of the scenes that we have. I definitely don't want that. So yeah, set max life. This probably won't work. We probably need to change the name of this. Whoops. To capitalize max life, I'm guessing. Yeah. All right, so then let's search for underscore max life equals. There should only be a few places. So here's one, done. Here's another, done. And that's it. Nice. Okay. I think we're good. All right, let's keep looking through this. So I had a to-do item there. That is now to done. Yeah, we're looking good. Health bar, update health. Yep, looks fine. We added in the health bar. What changed here? Index changed. Why? I don't think it should have changed. Boss room? Huh. Yeah, why did the index change? Maybe because the boss monster now had... No, that doesn't make sense. No, it could be that. It could be that the boss monster has another child now, so the index had to change. All right, well, anyway, that's fine. I guess I don't really care. If Godot's doing something automatically, I trust that Godot knows what it's doing for that. And then this doesn't need to exist. All right, yeah. This overall is a pretty good change. This can be private now. And apparently the life never needs to be fetched out of here. So we could just set this back to private and rename it to _life. Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. All right, nice. All right, let's try one more time. Collect at the wrong time and get a lag spike. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely true. I had to put a decent amount of time into Skeleseller performance improvements. All right, so all we're going to do is just play a little bit of this and just see what happens when we take damage. Should be fine. Yep. That'll eventually fade away if I don't get hit. No, 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 no. I can't move in that direction fast enough. Okay. Should fade away now. Oh, I died. Oh, that's embarrassing. All right, let's try that again. I'll play it very safe this time. We'll just shoot one enemy. There. Now it should fade away. Yep. And the boss should work the way we expect. Wow, they do a lot of damage. Wow, they move fast. Okay. All right, add life bars. There's one for the player and one for the boss. They fade out after you go long enough without taking damage. They change color as they deplete. Yeah. Okay, cool. Tutorial text is up next. Let's go do that. So it's supposed to say something like, where is this? Yeah. First time in the starter room, tell you about moving and firing. So we're going to just cram some text into this room. Starter room. I like doing this because I feel like this is how a lot of games do their tutorial text. They literally just put text in the world. So we're just going to put a label here. And it's going to say something like, move using the left stick, fire using A. The A button. This needs to be customized at some point, but I need to copy what we did in the platformer. What did we do in the platformer? Press A to jump. So it should probably say press A to fire. Where'd that game go? There it is. No, wait, no. It's starter room. There it is. Press A to fire. Yeah, and we'll just kind of center this here. Oh, no, this won't work because we'd be centering it in English. So we need to put this inside of a canvas layer. And then put this in here. And then put this at the top middle. Done. And then offset it by a bit and center it. So center. This is centered in screen space, which means actually we'll probably be centered in the world too. And then how do I change the offset? Custom. Anchor point top 0.1. No, let's just see how it looks. And that's always visible, right? Yeah. And that's it. That's, I think, all we need to tell you. Just to give you some sense of like, there is tutorial text here. The second time you come through though, so once you die, it should change to say that you suck at the game. Oh man. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do auto translate disabled. And then we'll set this to, whoops, set via code. Tutorial text set via code. Yeah, there we go. 11 months of misery. I don't blame you. Thanks for the resubs, Athletics. I hope you're doing well. Haven't seen you chat as much lately. You must be getting more and more miserable. Just sapping your agency. The stuck in a broken tutorial is Xyletics being stuck in this stream. But hey, at least Abby's here. I still haven't bought her cat bed. Look at how much she enjoys this. Look at that face. This just cracks me up. All right, tutorial label. Let's go get this from the starter room, which doesn't even have its own script. We're about to fix that. Yeah, base room. So this should be starter room. This is going to be inside scenes, though, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Top-down shooter, starter room. It does look quite miserable. Schnibble. Still A to fire. Yeah, maybe try pressing A to fire when an enemy's about to hit you. Have you thought of that? Okay, so we got to get the tutorial label. Got to call into the base function here. Private. Actually, we could just do this based on how many times you've been in the room. I guess we don't even need to save this off. So var tutorial label get node label. Oh, yeah, great. And that's what's on my, no, that's not what's on my clipboard. So I want that text. Why is this not working? It's not even suggesting to import Godot. Oh, there it is. There's just too many labels. I see. So if, oh, we don't have the save system. So we technically can't do this. Does base room have an init with the save system? It does not get the save system. All right. So now we got to go change this. Save system. Oh, and before I do this, let me see. Is that how the order I do this in every time? No. It's always the audio system first. Yeah, so let's change it over here too. Okay, swap these around. Good. And then when we initialize each room, where do we initialize the room? Oh, no, this is it. Yeah. So starter room should override init. It's not virtual. Okay. All right, so base.init with player and all the rest of this stuff. And then we just do this. Oh, are you gonna leave? Please, cat. Please. I need to get up at some point. Can't you center alignment on the text without a canvas layer? Because using center alignment on only the text would make all text in all languages centered. So we can center without a canvas layer, but without the canvas layer, the label will be in world space. And then I don't think it'll expand correctly, right? No, we could probably still get it to expand correctly. I think there's a grow direction that you can set on a label. Yeah, grow direction. Yeah, so I think you can do this and have it grow in both directions. Yeah. But by putting it in the canvas layer, it won't be affected by the lighting of the room, which is maybe a pro, maybe a con. I don't know. I don't know what we want to do there. Yeah, I don't know what we want to do there. But anyway, okay, so tutorial label.text equals, we got to base this on whether you've been in this once or twice. So if save system dot top down shooter dot death count. So if you died 0 times, we're going to set it to top-down tutorial first time. Otherwise, we're going to set it to top-down tutorial not first time. And sure, convert it into a ternary thing if you want. I don't really care. All right, great. Now we run our localization thing. Update localizations. And then we go copy paste this string into the English that gets put in for this. So we should see English pop up here. Hello? There we go. Is this English? Yes. Now we have our new, yeah, so first time we're going to say this. Move using left stick, press A to fire. And in these subsequent times that you show up, where is the subsequent time? Oh, this won't work, will it? No, this won't work. We have to keep this in this style because otherwise we won't pull these strings in. That's too bad. Keep me quieter lately. Should find a new job. Where's the sarcasm injection coming from? If not from Xyletics, and Oppresso's got to go work out. What's happening here? All right, so subsequent times you come in here, I had some idea of what I wanted this to say, and I don't remember what it was. Where is it? Yeah, dying is okay. You learn for next time, but you don't keep your upgrades. Sorry, you died. That'd be even funnier, I think. You don't keep your upgrades, so hopefully you learn something. This is like super snarky. Try shooting better. I don't want to be too snarky here. We need to find like the right level of snark that's not going to get people frustrated and want to quit the game. Very sharp claws, Abby. All right, well, let's try it out. Just see how it feels in the game. Oh, every once in a while, F5 doesn't actually start. Maybe I'm not pressing it. All right, so move using left stick, press A to fire. And if we speed this up, yeah, so you cannot make that text disappear. I actually kind of like the idea that it is in world space. Maybe let's try that. It's risky business. It is risky business. I think if you start from the beginning taunting the player, that you can taunt them throughout the whole game. But yeah, if you don't start out that way, then you might be in trouble. All right, I want this to go here. Let's set it to... I guess it's got to be a little bit lower. And maybe it should be beneath the player. Where does the player even go? I don't know where the player goes in here. No, I think the player goes in a different section altogether, right? Yeah, they go above the room, so it doesn't matter. All right, so vertical direction, bottom, yeah. So if I were to just keep typing text here, yeah, I want this to split. Auto wrap, smart. Yeah, I think something like that looks pretty good. Okay, let's go try it out. So now the text should be lit according to your little whatever flashlight thing you got going on. Yeah. Yeah, so if you die here, sorry, you died. Yeah, but now the potions show up. So maybe we raise this a little bit in the world. I don't want it to block the potions. And more, oh, that hurts, Abby. More and more of these keep showing up. Why did that not change this? Huh, strange. It should take effect automatically. Yeah, so the more you die, the more these potions will show up. I don't want them being covered by the text. I don't think there's an easy way to do this, though, unless we make it so that the text shows beneath the potions. I think that would work pretty well. Yeah, so let's just put this below. I don't even know where upgrades show. Let's just put it there and see what happens. No, why is that going that way? Upgrade node is down below. I think it's because it's a control node. Does Z index not matter? Positive custom maximum width set. 200 sounds pretty good. Wait, custom maximum width? Huh, interesting. Yeah, this is a new property anyway. So the 200. All right, sure. What's your joke, Jamal? Yeah, strangely, I don't understand how. Here, let's change something else here. We have the death count being multiplied by 2. Death count times 2. Yeah, so let's just set the number of upgrades to 50. Oh, in fact, you know what? I should have limited this. Yeah, hopefully I remember to do that in a sec. So now, as soon as you start, there'll be 50 upgrades. I just want to see, does the text go beneath it? And why is F5 not working the way I want? No, it's still on top. I mean, it's not a huge problem. And we could move the text. We could move the potions. Why, Jamal? Yeah, I don't know what to do here. Upgrade node. Upgrade node is below it in the scene tree. The room itself doesn't have any different ordering set. It does have Y sorting enabled. It might be that. Let's try turning that off and seeing what happens. Asthmatics. Okay, yeah, it's Y sorting. That's too bad. Because, yeah, I think this looks a little bit better. So that at least you can see where the potions are. So that means the tutorial label probably can't be in the starter room because you can't turn off Y sorting for this sort of thing. Maybe needs a small outline. Actually, yeah, the outline would definitely help. I think that's a good idea. Constant outline size, colors, outline color. Actually, we don't even need to check that box, right? Shouldn't that just be enough? I think you can already see it taking effect here. I just didn't zoom in. Oh, no, you do need to check the box. Wait, what? What am I missing here? There's an outline there. Why doesn't this show up in the game? Huh. Oh, wait, it is showing up. It's just very faint. Yeah, it is showing up. Okay. All right, well, we can make it a little bit bigger. I don't know what to do about this part, though. I think we would need the tutorial label to be in a different part of the scene tree, which is unfortunate because I feel like starter room should be the thing controlling that. Yeah. Jamal, I gotta say, your messages just sound like it's an AI bot typing. I don't understand half of what you're talking about. So do I want to move this out of here? How important would that be? This is the only room that's going to have the tutorial text. It's just too bad. Like, let me just read this. If true, this and child canvas item nodes with a higher Y position are rendered in front of nodes with a lower Y position. If false, this they're rendered in scene tree order. Child node is sorted, but its children rendered together. Yeah, I'm not sure. think the question is how badly do I want to change this? So yeah, the problem is the tutorial text shows above the potions because of Y sorting on the room itself. I want the room to own the text since this text only shows in that single room. If we do that though, then we can't Y sort the room. So basically it's either we get Y sorting or we get or we move the text to a different parent. Yeah. PKRW. Well, I'm talking about on YouTube chat. I mean, this Jamal character is typing a lot of random stuff over here. Yeah, I guess we have alternative solutions. Would be move the text, move the potions, make the text fade out. What else? I mean, that's kind of it. So yeah, how big a deal is this? Probably not that big a deal, to be honest. Like here, it's not blocking it, although that's coincidence. There'll never be upgrades in this section, so you can never block that text saying move the left stick, whatever. But if I get back into this room, then yeah, this would happen. Yeah, so we just need to come up with what the best text is for this now. I think this is probably fine. Now let's go change this to say math.min of this and maybe 50. So you can't get more than 50 upgrades here. Yeah, I think it's good. All right, so just the text, that's all we need to figure out. What's the right level of... So like the goal here is communicate an outright lie. Upgrades actually are persistent, but we want the player to think that they aren't. And Campbell Soup. And we can have a couple different messages if we want. So just the plain informative way of saying this would be you don't keep your upgrades and maybe like tip about how to improve. Maybe something like you can hold R to fire while in place. Something like that. Yeah, I need to think about this. But yeah, we could go the snarkier route. Yeah, sorry you died. You will have to collect your upgrades again. I need to make it clear that it's like you... Yeah, they didn't... I think we go with this route. Yeah, I think we go with this route. You don't keep your upgrades. You can hold R to fire in place. Try holding R to shoot without moving. Yeah, something like that. All right, so then we got to go code actually that feature. Yeah, I think we move this text up a little bit more even. Up to there. Yeah, I like that. Would you want to have an upgrade tracker? Maybe an icon? No, so we intentionally can't do that because the whole point of this game is that we outright lie to you. We tell you you don't keep your upgrades, but you do. So if you had a number with each of your upgrades, you'd know that you keep them. And then you would just be like, oh, the text is just lying to me. But instead, I want the player to find out that you don't keep them. And yeah, we could have another message after this. Yeah, I think maybe we have one more message. So tutorial label dot text equals this switch 0 1 and other times. Yeah, there. All right, so first, second, other. Now we got to copy this and go run this again. There we go. So second time is going to be this. And then all other times you enter, we'll say something like, maybe like try to collect as many upgrades as you can. You really need them. I don't know. Yeah, I got to figure out the right level of snarkiness for this. But yeah, let's go check this in. Oh, we don't need the canvas layer there anymore. And then this should be checked in separately. Let's just limit number of starting upgrades given to you. Oh, you know what? Actually, since we're giving them to you, we could include that in the text. You don't keep your upgrades. Here are some for free. To get you going again. And then maybe here we could say something like, try holding R to shoot without moving. Yeah. And then the last thing we do is we probably change, and this is part of the balance, we probably change this to be like ×4. So every time you die, we get 4 more upgrades. Yeah. All right, now let's go check this in. There we go, sure. Yep. Oh, this got deleted. Which means it's going to be in every file? No, it won't be. All right, looks pretty good. Done and done. Okay, so add tutorial text. It tells you that upgrades don't persist, which is important for tricking the player. I also increased how many upgrades you get after dying. We got to figure out what the sweet spot is when we get to balancing it in terms of how many reruns should you have to do here. So tutorial text is done. Yeah, let's go try running this again. I want to see. So move using the left stick, press A to fire. Cool. I didn't get any power upgrades. I'm still only getting luck. I think I have some defense too. Oh, nice. Finally, movement speed. Yay. All right. Fire rate. Nice. Oh yeah, I didn't show off the other thing that I added in. I added crossbow traps in the game. Or the ability for them. I didn't actually put them in the game. Oh no. Oh, that was bad. That was really bad. Actually, this is really important to give you something to start with so that you're like, oh, the power upgrade I got is what's making me more powerful this time around. And then you don't notice that you cut your power-ups. Look at your CS2 teammates. I guess if even this intro part isn't fun, I think this is why we probably do need to add like a special ability or something. Upgrades for... No, there are no upgrades for that. They're just stat upgrades. Alright, let's go to the next room. So yeah, if you make it to the third room, then you get a lot of power-ups. So I think I want this to take people 3 runs. On the first run, you pretty much just die. On the second run, you're a little bit more cautious. You make it to the third room, and then you die on the boss. And on the next run, you are able to beat the boss. Wow. I almost messed that up again. Which is why we probably need to be even more generous with the upgrades after you die. But yeah, once you make it to this room, you get 16 more power-ups. And at that point, you should definitely feel the upgrades. Like you can see me breaking these crates faster. Now we get to the boss. We're almost certainly going to die here. Oh yeah, we're definitely dying. I gotta get that green power up though. We don't do enough damage. Yeah. Alright, and then I think on the third run you should be able to win. So now we started with what, 12 power-ups this time? So we should be destroying things pretty fast. Yeah. I also did some code yesterday that will make it so that you don't get power-ups that won't help you at all. So like you can only get 100 luck power-ups. 100 is quite a lot. I'll probably lower that. But yeah, you won't get movement speed when it no longer helps you. Same thing with fire rate. So my luck is high enough now where I'm starting to get some decent drops from this. Yeah. More power. Can we kill stuff in one hit now? No, but what about now? Yes, now we can. Okay, cool. So now we're down to 1-hit kills. So yeah, now you get quite a lot in terms of power. All right, all of our upgrades. And now we should be able to take down the boss, I think. I guess we actually apply some strategy and just kill the summoner dudes. It should be pretty simple. Yeah. And as you kill them, you're getting more power-ups. Oh man, they're starting to swarm. shooting really fast. Killing these guys. Yeah, we're taking very little damage now, too. In fact, we're actually taking no damage. So we're invincible. This is intended to happen. You're supposed to get so powerful that they don't really do any damage to you. Yeah, so we need a much louder death sound for the boss, too. That's a nice little polish thing we gotta write down. Yeah, I think this is looking pretty good. Where is polish for the top-down shooter? Here it is. Make a much louder death sound for the boss when you kill them. Maybe play a fanfare. All right. There's balance. So I think the ideal run would look something like this. First run, you're basically expected to die. Second run, you hopefully make it to the treasure room. And then die on the boss. Third run, you are able to defeat the boss by getting tons of power-ups. So if you don't manage to do that, then maybe on the fourth run, what we do is we give you even more upgrades. So right now we have a ×4 in there. So it's your death count ×4. So first run, you get 0. Second run, you get 4. Third run, you get 8. If you happen to make it to a fourth run, maybe we give you like 20 of them. Yeah. Yeah, maybe we do that. Num upgrades to give. Or num upgrades per death. 0, 4, 8, then like 16. Then you apparently really needed somebody 25. Yeah, maybe we just leave it at that. And then num upgrades, we're going to say num upgrades per death indexed by this. And then I had some code, which I don't think we have here right now. Wait, what? Oh, because this is not. There we go. Yeah, so I have some code that said like get within bounds. Where is that? Here it is. I want this inside of, yeah, array extensions. I don't have array extensions, do I? No, I don't. All right, well, let's just go load up any extension class, this, and make a new one. Array extensions. All right, so we make it static, and then we add in extension here. And then how did this work over here? We need this. Hey, Liquidor. Hey, when is that interview scheduled that you have? All right, so T array. I forgot how you do this. I think like that. Yeah, that works. Then public T get within bounds. Do we put a T there too? Int index? No, I don't think we need that one. And then we just put the code, right? Clamp it and return. Array done. Okay, looks pretty good. Now let's go use that from over here. So this is get within bounds, parenthesis, parenthesis. So if you die a bunch of times, you'll just get 25 from then on outward, which I think that's fine. I think 25 is pretty generous. Gotta send in stuff myself. You mean like a take-home assignment? It's not an in-person interview? All right, let's go test this just to make sure I didn't break anything. So 0 upgrades, that's working correctly. The first death should show us 4. Yep. Then 8. Yep. Then 16, I think I said. Yep. Then 25. And then 25 from here on outward. Now, something bad happened here. It is changing this in a way that shouldn't be happening. I don't know if that's because of the time scale, but it feels like the gradient got broken. And it's happened before, and I don't know how it happened. Where is the... It was here. Where's the light source? Yeah, these got messed up somehow. The other time, they don't look messed up now. Oh, filling out forms documents. Got it. What if they're just like, you got to play World of Warcraft? You got to beat this raid. You're like, oh, I got this easy peasy. They throw a twist in and you can't do it. Hey, Mars. Apparently, Europeans visiting for FIFA are blown away by Costco. Things we take for granted, like being able to buy 45 rolls of toilet paper in one package. Yeah, I like Costco. And I live here. Did you plan to manage 19 other people multiple times a day? Multiple times a day? Oh, I was going to say, yeah, week. I was like, what is your rating schedule? I don't think anyone's that intense, right? Maybe like the top end guilds or something. All right, so yeah, I don't know why this happened. Maybe we're shifting by too large a delta. But it should get clamped. It should be impossible. Oh, maybe it's because maybe it has to do with using kill player. No, it doesn't seem to. Is it that it lagged when I was doing this? If I do this. It's not happening again. Yeah, it's not happening. I don't know what could cause this to happen, though. That's a problem. We have the lighting stuff. Radiant. Where is that code? Here. Yeah, we clamp it right here. This should be impossible. I don't know what happened. And I can't get it to happen again. Maybe if I just wait here long enough, it'll eventually happen. Checking out some Lua stuff and I'm so annoyed. 2 weeks of fighting it. Have you tried using AI? Seriously. And I do think streaming it's a good idea. Plus, the people in your guild might watch. What happened? What happened is the lighting got broken, and the way it gets broken is that this gradient that you see here, let me zoom in. This gradient that you see has 4 points. As long as they're in this order, 1, 2, 3, 4, everything is fine. If this one jumps over to here, let's say, then there's a problem. But that should be impossible because in the code, I limit it from here to here. But one time I saw that somehow in the editor, it actually got moved. And I didn't move it. At least I don't think I moved it. So I don't know how that could have happened. And right now it's not even modified. So like it's not, yeah, it didn't change. I guess what we could do is maybe go look at that branch and then go find light source and then look at the history of this file. No, it modified 5 days ago. Yeah. I don't. Oh, wait, no. Sorry, that's not correct. It's the player scene. Yeah. This was modified 2 days ago, but for adding sounds. And yeah, presumably I didn't touch the gradient for this, right? Let's filter to top-down shooter player TSCN. Yeah, here it is. Any gradient change? No. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Sounds like some code moved the value. So code does move the value here, but we clamp it to in the range of -1 to 1. And then, yeah, we move the initial by that amount. I wonder if the initial could get set with the wrong thing somehow. No, I don't know how that would happen. Yeah, I don't know how that would happen. Stuck on the same issue for a week. It just gets worse and worse. You want to drop the branch? You also want it to work, stressing me out. Yeah, a lot of times taking a break from it is the best possible idea. Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah. That would seem to be the point of it happening. Yeah, I mean, if I increase the range here, if I do like negative 0.3 to 0.3, we'll see it happen every single time. So yeah, the only time I ever witnessed this happen, and it is moving by delta, I guess. No, yeah, we clamp it. So at some point, it should just break. It might take a while because it's random. All right, so there, it shrunk the light source to the maximum amount. We need to see it grow the light source to the maximum amount, I think. And then we'll see that corona appear. Goodbye, cat. Yeah, there. It starts flickering now and starts acting weird. And now you get this harsh boundary at the end. But yeah, that only happens when we allow it to increase too much. And we just don't allow it to increase that much. In fact, if I multiply this by 1,000, it shouldn't make any difference. Unless clamp has some oddity here that I don't know about. Yeah, so now it's flickering quite a lot, but it's never producing that like weird harsh edge. Yeah, I don't know. Is everything going down going well with the top-down shooter subgame? Yeah, yeah. It's been pretty good. I never showed this off. I want to show this off. So take a look at this. We can now instantiate in crossbow traps, and they can face any of the 4 cardinal directions. So we can have this one face downward. Actually, we can put in a few of those, and let's just split them out by a little bit. So I mean, I'm not gonna like go make a proper room here right now, but yeah, and then we can have one facing left, let's say. And they look pretty good in the game. So check this out. Oh, that one apparently fired already. Yeah. But yeah, if you take a look at the actual like firing, it's a pretty nice animation. Oh wait. It resets at the end. Shouldn't reset at the end. Why is it doing that? Why is it doing that? Is there a, yeah, on animation finished? Seek to the beginning. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I think we just delete all of this. Showing something off, new bug. Well, I didn't notice that tiny bit at the end of the animation. It is kind of subtle. So now it should just look like it fired and then it's done. Yeah, that looks perfect. The horizontal one pre-fires. I think it's because you spawn in its area. Yeah, the player spawn point is here, which puts your feet inside the range. So if I just move it down a little bit, it won't do that anymore. They're not like perfect collision boxes here. So yeah, now it not only fire when I move within a horizontal line of it, which is like right there. So yeah, maybe I should change that a bit. I don't know. I think it's just the positioning in the room should make it such that you tend to get hit by these. They should also be able to hit enemies, but I haven't added these in the game for real yet. So let's just delete all those. Let's delete the on animation finish. This shouldn't be needed at all. Yeah. And then get fire animation name. Do we use that anywhere? Get fire animation name. We do use it in 2 different places. Okay, that's fine. All right, so fix crossbow trap. Also, just saving this caused a bunch of things to happen that I don't like. What is this? Expression always true. Yeah, I gotta keep that for now. All right, so fix crossbow trap animation. It was resetting to the first frame when finished. This would have been desirable if they could shoot multiple bolts, but they only fire 1 each. All right, then top-down shooter is be more generous with upgrades. Give upgrades more generously. after death. So it used to be you used to get 4, well, 0, 4, 8, 12, dot, dot, dot. You now get 0, 4, 8, 16, 25, 25, 25, dot, dot, dot. Yeah. So your first 3 lives are exactly the same. Then you get +4, then you get +9, and then +5, then +1, then -3 actually. But no one should be dying that much in this game. Okay, so after I come back from my break, what's next? This is now done. Let's do these. I think these are pretty easy. Yeah. But yeah, I'm going to take a break. Is it jump time? It's jump time. All right, close the game. So yeah, we got a couple of kind of easy tasks here. This one for sure is easy. This one is just go in each room. Room 1A, delete the label. Room 1B. Room 1C. 2A. 2B and 2C. There. Okay. Now save them all. And I think we're good. Any sub-game command? Just curious what the plan is. So the plan, I mean, there's this, which has the roadmap. And yeah, if I pull this up, so yeah, 3 new sub-games. So top-down shooter, we're working on this one right now. The one after this is going to be a loot box game. It's kind of a silly idea, but it's basically how long will players open loot boxes for if there's literally no purpose to the loot boxes. So it's more of a social experiment than it is a game. And then after that, I have a dungeon racer idea. I don't know for sure if we'll do that, because I think this is going to be another one of those like massive games that I don't want to make another massive game. Like this top-down shooter is already one that's pretty big, especially for the amount of gameplay there is. I just feel like I gotta be careful about how I do this. Move labels, identifying rooms. These were just for testing. Yeah, this changes every other monster in the room. So we're going to see these very... Oh no, it doesn't change every other monster. It added in a parent ID path. Yeah, well, whatever. Okay. All right, so I purchased the asset pack yesterday with the monsters. So now I have every single monster graphic. And what we need to do is figure out which monsters do we want to use for what. So we have how many of these? Also, I should probably split these into their own folders somewhere. Basic chase monster. Yeah, these sorts of things. I want to make a monsters folder. How do you do this? Because I need to update this in both Godot and in Rider. So if I make a new folder here and just start dragging stuff around, it'll update all the Godot references, but then Rider won't know where these files are. Did you get in on SpaceX IPO? No, I didn't. Hey, Sarah. I was looking at it though. SpaceX stock. It went up by, well, now it's down. But if you bought right when it opened, you're up whatever 20 something percent. And you just need to sell now. I mean, that's not bad. But yeah, I don't know what the long-term outlook is. One of those things where the code base becomes heavily over-engineered when something static would be faster. What are we talking about? Are you talking about like sub-game creation? Because I think all I'm trying to get at here is, like, let's say we made Zelda and then Mario Kart and then Pokemon. Like, these are all big games with a lot of mechanics, whereas something like Tetris is a pretty small game. So it doesn't really matter how you code any of these. Like, there's just a lot of features to them. Whereas Tetris, yeah, it doesn't have a lot of features. So already in the game, we have 3. We have the platformer. It's not like there are a ton of mechanics here, but like there are certain things you expect. There's running, there's jumping, there's like a bunch of animations, just falling animations. You could like slide off of something and you should still enter falling. You can, I don't know, there's a lot of like animation connections for this stuff. And then there's just collecting diamonds. At that point, it's not too bad. Moving the camera around, making sure everything looks good. There's this zoom out part over here too. So you get to this and it zooms out. And that's it for mechanics pretty much. Then you fall through the world. The farming game has a lot of mechanics and a lot of these don't get used. This is where we added a lot of dialogue. But then, yeah, there are different tools. So you have the shovel, you have planting seeds, you have watering, and you eventually use the sickle and you can use the axe. You need to enter different rooms. There are cutscenes. I can't move this fast. There we go. Yeah, there are cutscenes. There's like, yeah, there's a lot of mechanics in this. And then in the top-down shooter, I mean, it looks pretty simplistic, but again, we have different rooms. We have a bunch of different animations, 6 directions, 8 directions for some of them, shooting, getting power-ups, like doing the restarts of this gameplay loop. Then you eventually get to the boss room and like we needed different kinds of enemies and stuff. And yeah, so it's like I don't want to make another game of this level. No, I mean, I do kind of mean code-wise, just in terms of, well, I guess I'm mostly talking about the time input to this. And yeah, so features take code, code takes time. So yeah, it is kind of, I guess code doesn't really matter. As you start evaluating, yeah, that was the goal. Hey, Poxman. Hey, Free Technic. And the other thing too is I look at this kind of like how I look at just writing. Like if you were writing a book, what is your style of prose? And I think sentence variety is pretty important. I think it's the same thing here. Like game duration should have some variety, game difficulty, game maybe seriousness. This one, it's supposed to be a silly game, but the seriousness that I mean is like the top-down shooter is not presented as a goofy game. It's just presented as a game. And yeah, you game over, you start again. The goofiness is just that the game lies to you about this. Like you don't keep your upgrades. You do. So this is something for the player to realize like, oh, okay, these tutorials aren't always accurate. And sometimes they're broken just because, yeah, like the text is lying to me. But there'll be other games where it's just like kind of an obvious joke. And we haven't hit any of those yet. All right, so I'd like to move these to different folders. I guess this is not worth worrying about right now. So yeah, let's just go enumerate the monsters. All right, so what do we have here? Basic chase monster, boss monster. Yep, I have those listed. In fact, actually, you know what's easiest? Just doing this. Show in Finder. CD into there, and then just do an ls star monster. Wait, how do you do this? I guess I want another star. There we go. All right, so send that over to PB copy, do this, delete all of these. So here are all the ones we have. Are these what I have listed over here? Basic charge monster, boss, splitting, summoner. Oh yeah, there's summons. Wandering. Why isn't tank in there? Oh, because they don't have a special script. Okay, this is stupid. I should go into scenes, sub games, top-down shooter, and look at these instead. All right, there we go. So I don't care about base. I don't care about any of the scene files. All right, so what do we have for this? Basic charge monster, berserker, boss, split monster, summon. Okay, I don't have that. And everything else is listed. Cool, yeah. Well, my AC can power through. How hot is it for you? It's been very pleasant here. The weather forecast for today is a high of 23, which in my units is 73, which is very pleasant. We were supposed to have a heat wave recently. It probably ended. All right, so how many of these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 total monsters. And we have 8 non-boss. So we need 24 sprites for all of the variations. And then 1 boss monster. Yeah. 26.5, forecast is 31. Next week up to 35. Yeah. I wonder if there's going to be a scramble for air conditioning all over the place. And I don't know how hard it is in like the average building in Europe to get air conditioning. Because in the US, I feel like there are quite a lot of standalone structures or like not very historic structures, basically. And you just punch a hole through the wall and put a unit in, right? Like it's got to be doable over in Europe too. I feel like the building architecture matters. City sending letters. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah. Not easy to use ACs with. Yeah. Okay, so I guess what we can do is we can just look through this sprite sheet, just take a picture of this, and just identify which one should be which monster. So let's go figure out which ones are the basic charge monsters. So these are your average dope. Actually, no, let's start with the boss. Which one looks like the bossest monster? Hmm. Hmm. Maybe this one? Or even like this super tanky dude. This could be one of the tank monsters. I'll put a T here for tank. I forgot which one I was looking at that would look like a boss monster. Maybe it could be this thing. Yeah, let's put a B there. What other like tanky looking monsters? Maybe this thing. And yeah, maybe this thing. Sure. All right, so how many of the splitting monsters? Or actually, I guess let's get the summoners. This looks like a summoner. This looks like a summoner. Mm. I mean, we don't really need 3 variations for everything. This should be one of the Berserker ones. And maybe this too. Oh, I should probably be putting other letters here so that it's obvious. BE for Berserker. And SR for Summoner. Well, yeah, you look like you could be a Summoner too. Or we could combine these couple of ones, like the bird characters we had earlier. Where was it? Yeah, we have like this guy summoning the other ones. Yeah, I think we should probably do that. SR summon. Oh, balcony is at 36.5 right now. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say 26.5 didn't sound too bad. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. All right, now some just basic demon fodder. This will be like the basic charge monster. This also looks like one of them. You don't need to get too crazy with this. And maybe this one. All right, so what are we missing here? We're missing the splitting monster. This one looks like that. Pretty good. This could split. What other strong monsters do we have? Oh, the wandering ones? They're just supposed to be like slightly smarter, I guess. I'm missing one berserker too, maybe this one. All right, we need one more splitting monster. And then what they split into, maybe this. Or maybe this. All right, so now let's say what they split into. So this will be an SP2. I guess they should look related. In which case we should probably change these around a bit. Oh God, this is so difficult. There's gotta be a better way of doing this. Maybe what I should have done is put them into folders and started naming them correctly. Yeah, I think that would make more sense. All right, where'd that folder go? Here it is. Gallery. No, not gallery. What's the one where you can... There we go, icons. And then can't I do this? Yeah, it doesn't really help. Oh, man. Well, this is an easy task. It's just tedious. Hey, Boolean, how you doing today? Sprites, characters, top-down monsters. All right, they're in a thing called free. This is kind of stupid. Yeah, let's just put them over here. All right, so this will be a charge 1. Actually, we should probably just keep it as like 0, 0, charge 1. Yeah. All right, we wanted you as a tank 1. Yeah. Tank 1. All right, then 4 was supposed to be charge 2. Then this bird thing was supposed to be a summon, but I actually wanted to change that. This is 05 split summon. Maybe split 1. Then this can be 08 splitter 1. Yeah. All right, 10 charge 2. Then the next one's a tank 1. 11 tank 2. Then we had the next split guys. They're like little cat creatures. Split 2. And splitter 2. Just make sure I did that right. Yep, good. All right, then we get another tanky guy is number 19. Yeah. So that's the final tanky guy. Now we get some of the berserker guys. That looks like 26-ish. No, there, that one. Berserker 1. Then the boss monster is going to be this guy. Yeah. We only have one boss. And then 2 summoners on the next row. This one and this one. Summoner 1. Summoner 2. And I add some berserker guys on the bottom row. What was that, 52? Yeah, you and you. Berserker 2. And Berserker 3. Then I need 2 more. No, 1 more splitting guy. Like that little demon thing. And maybe that one. Yeah, I think that would look good. Was that 56? No, here, 55. 55 splitter 3. Yeah, 3. And you want that little, the short thing. There, this. 33 split 3. All right, so what are we missing now? The summons for these guys? Maybe one of them can summon that thing? Where's that? 41? No, 42. Yeah, I like that. Summon 2. So we need the one for the first one to summon. Maybe that thing. Yeah. Where is it? I don't even see where this creature is. Oh, I'm on the wrong row. It's in the 20s. Yeah, there it is. All right, so this will be summon 1. So we're missing a summoner and another summon. 3 streams. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for being here. Maybe, yeah, this little dragon thing can summon these dragon heads. I don't know. None of this needs to make sense. They just need to be enemies in a game. I want to put some amount of thought into them, which is what we've done here. So this will be summon 3, and then I gotta go find that one. That should be 38. Yep. Summoner 3. Okay, now we need all the wandering ones. And what else are we missing here? Let's go take a look at this directory. Whoops. So here's everything we have. Tank, we have 3. So tank is done. Charge, we have... Oh, 2 of them are named 2. So 10 should be named 3. Yeah. So charge is done. Split. Split 1, 2, 3. Splitter 1, 2, 3. Those are all done. Berserker. Yep, we got 3 of those. Summons, we have 3 of all those. So yeah, all we're missing is all the Wanderer ones. So we just need 3 of these that look like they could be, you know, slightly stronger than the average basic chase monster. I like that one. Ooh, that one. That one looks good. And maybe this guy. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so they're all in the final row. So it should be 51, 57 or something. That's not right. No, that is right. Wanderer 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, there we go. Wanderer 2, Wanderer 3. All right, so do we have all of the graphics now? Let's take a look. We have 25 and we needed 24 sprites and a boss. Yeah. All right. Nice, nice, nice. So now we gotta customize all of these. Actually, maybe it was stupid of me to name them with summons and stuff because I think we relied on them having just numerical names. Oh, this is gonna make it a pain. Anywhere we have /free/ is gonna have to change. Yeah, because they're now no longer in a free folder because I bought the pack. All right. Well, how about we just copy everything into temp for a sec? Named monsters. Yeah, and delete the free thing and delete all the import files for all I care. How do you sort by type? Kind. There, just delete all these. All right, because I think I'm about to delete that. Yeah. It's too bad. It's too bad indeed. All right, yeah, let's go do it. I mean, it's not hard to do. So we just move all of these files into the same files without the descriptions at the end. So there, now they should all just be named after numbers. And now we just got to plug them in correctly. We delete this too. All right. All right. So let's get to it. Base monster is going to use... This one doesn't really matter. This can just be 0, 0. All right, Berserker. You are 25. Boss is 42. I remember that one. This is what exactly? Split monster summon. Split is 05. This is splitting. Splitting is 8. What else do we have here? Summoned. First summon is 27. This is summoner. First summoner is 30. This one is the tank. First tank is 02. Wandering 51. And that's it. Okay, great. Now all we need to do is come up with the room data. This should be a lot easier because it's all through code. And we need this for all the different possible strings that we can have. So split monster summon, splitting monster. What else? Summoner monster, summoner monster, summoned monster, tank monster, wandering, and berserker. Why don't I see berserker? There it is. All right, so he's got to massage the data into here. So probably best for me to just sort them all like this. Yeah. Split. Actually, let's search for splitter. Good. Love when I accidentally do that. All right, now the rest of these I'll just do by hand. It's just easier, I think. Summon, summoner, boss, and wanderer. There. Perfect. All right, so now we just plug in numbers. So copy, paste, paste, paste. All right, so how do we do this? We actually only care about the room variety, so there's going to be duplicate data here. So chase monster 00 04 10. Splitting is 08 13 55. It'll be great if I end up just doing this and it's all correct at first. 05 12 33. Summoner is next. Summoner is 30 31 38. The summons are 27 42 49. The tanks are next. 2 11 and 19. Wandering 51 56 57. And then finally the berserkers are 25 52 53. Yeehaw. Great. So then we would copy paste this, which, I mean, I should just change the code so we don't have a bunch of copy pasted data. But for now, yeah, let's just copy paste. And then make sure that they all look good. Problem with making sure they all look good is I don't even have these monsters in those rooms. So I need to put them all in there. Yuck. Fine. Yeah, let's do it. So we need split. We'll put you at the top. Do you not even have a picture? That's not good. That's really not good. Uh-oh. Okay. How did that happen? 08. What did I mess up? Top-down monsters 08.png. Oh, the UIDs are broken. Probably. I don't know for sure. Because I don't think we have free showing up anywhere else, do we? Well, we have this. But that's through code. Why does Godot think that that file should exist still? Free O2. How is that happening? Splitting monster. Splitting monster.tscn does not refer to free anywhere. I think it's because of this. I think this is being cached. I think we need to delete this maybe. And then try loading it. Yeah, now it works. And then I save and it gets a UID back. Okay, that sucks. So I got to do that everywhere then, huh? I mean, it's not that hard. Yeah. How fun. There should only be one more, I think. Oop, that one didn't work. Yeah, I think that's everything. So now there should be no UIDs here. Good. Now I just load them all up over here, and we should be fine. This is actually a weird Godot bug that's been around for a while. So we have the splitting monster. We need to put all of these in. Wandering monster. Then tank. Then summoner. Who else? Berserker. And what am I missing here? Basic charge monster. Those are in the rest of the room. That's fine. Berserker, splitting, summoner, wandering, tank. Yeah, that's everything. All right, then we copy these into each individual room. Paste. Yeah. Eventually, these are going to be like hand placed and everything. But for now, let's go try that. And then hit play. All right. Finally, we get to test all this. So if I did this correctly, what we should see is in each room variant, so like room 1A or room 1B or something, we'll see a certain kind of enemy. Oh, well, they're all moving at once. All right, let's make ourselves invisible. It's probably working, and it's just really, really hard to tell. If we kill a splitting monster, they should split into two little cat things. Yeah. All right, neat. So now we go into another room and we should see different enemies. Yeah. So this is the Berserker. The splitting one is the bird one. Splits into two tiny birds. Yeah, little bird kids. All right, so what do we do in the boss room? No, that's not right. That's not right at all. The boss is supposed to be that guy. Oh, I never updated it, did I? That's all. Boss monster. No, maybe I did. Yeah, I typed in 42. Is 42 wrong? 42 is wrong. Where are they on this thing? They're like 29? 28. And what are they summoning? Yeah, that looks fine. I think. Maybe. I don't know. Wouldn't a dragon thing summon other dragons? Or it's not a dragon, it's a demon. They summon other demons? Maybe they summon these guys, and then these guys summon these guys? Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't really mind it like this, but yeah, I should probably change it. All right, fine. Let's go find two more graphics. So it's that one that I want. There, 54. And then, so 54, I'll put a box around that and just a giant arrow for now. And then you summon these guys. Put another arrow there. Beautiful. Oh, don't ever make me draw things. There you are, 15. Yeah, so 54 summons 15. 54 summons 15. Okay. That should just work. Let's try it. Then I got to clean up the duplication I had. All right, so we go into the boss room. We should now have demons summoning demons summoning demons. Yeah. Whoa, they're killing me. We just leave them for long enough, we'll get a million power-ups. Oh, there are two of these playing at once. That's why I'm hearing so many sound effects. I forgot how many summoners they can have out at a time. It's obviously a lot. Okay. Get rid of all your summons. Now die. We should fade out their life bar too, I think. When they die. So now we shouldn't see any green potions show up. We eventually should not see yellow ones. But we probably have another like 50 yellow ones to collect. Now we're at 25 potions, yeah. I don't know how many more times it's going to take, and I'm not going to spend the time doing this. I already tested this. Out of curiosity, now that we've got like a million power-ups. Oh, yeah. That's very fast now. It would be kind of funny to have an achievement saying one-shot the boss. It's kind of a hint as to how you're meant to play this one. Not that you need the hint, because if you just play, you'll eventually figure it out. You have to get minimally you have to minimally get one power-up, I think, every time you start. And I think it's impossible to win. Yeah, it's probably impossible to win without any power-ups. Because you couldn't outrun, you certainly can't. Yeah, you can like hardly even kill one of the enemies. Yeah, no, it's impossible. There's no way. You'd have to be able to outrun them, and then even if you could outrun them, you wouldn't be able to kill them faster than they can summon. So like, let's say you could outrun them over here. When you can't even hit the boss from here. You're already surrounded by enemies. And it would take 5 hits to kill any one of the enemies. So I wonder what the minimum number of power-ups would be that you need to win. But yeah, this is pretty cool. I have told my wife about this game, but I haven't shown her this one yet. And I'm debating on when I should show her now. Because I don't like that the worlds are just gray and blank. We need to do something about that. But it is definitely coming together. Yeah, it's feeling a lot better. Okay, so the only thing I wanted to do is get rid of that duplication that we have in room data. And this should be pretty simple, right? Right now we get it from the scene name. Yeah, how do we do this? Room scene path. I want to always just pull it based on the letter. I think that's it. Just the room variation. So room 1 and 2 would use the same thing. So let's just try that. Let's just delete this. We'll just say A, B, and C here. At which point this could just be an array of dictionaries. There's nothing really gained by doing it this way. But sure, cool. So now instead of room scene path, we get the room, or like the variant. So this we delete. This we change to variant letter. And then we change the caller of this to just pass in the letter. Can we do that? We have next room number. Variant letter. Wait, we don't even know the variant letter, do we? How does this work? Figure out which room comes next. Here it is. There's the variant. It's an int. Why is it an int? I see. Okay, well then fine. Let's use the integer. But we don't return that. Oh, fun, fun, fun. Fun, fun, fun. Well, they're the only ones with letters in the name. Stupid. I should really just do this the right way. We only ever call exit room from right here. No, we call it from two places. One is in the cheap path. Figure out which room comes next. Get next room scene path. Okay. Well, then maybe we should change this to whatever used to be scene path. Yeah, sure. And then I guess this thing too. Scene path. And then just check the scene path here. String variant letter equals scene path switch. So room 1A is A. Like this. This is stupid, but it works. Yeah. All right, let's try it now. So that deleted half of the dictionary there. Then we could eventually change this to just be an integer. Oh, whoops, that's not going to work. What am I doing? The scene path is the entire scene path. So it's going to have a lot of stuff there. It is, yeah, this room 1A. Yeah, so I want, what was it called? Path dot get something extension, blah, blah, blah. Come on. Get file name of that extension. Here it is, scene path. All right, does that work? So this is equal to room 1B. So we should get the variant letter B out of here. And yep, we do. Cool. All right, so there's no way to know which room number you're in unless you memorize all the different monster types. Because I got rid of those labels. So like there we have the bird guy on the left. If we just keep doing this, we should see different ones every time. Well, we only have 3. So now there should not be a bird guy on the left. Yeah, now there's that cat thing. Now we die again. Now it could be the bird thing because it just can't be the same one I picked last time. Yeah, it is. So I want to see the third one. So now it could be the cat thing again. It is. All right, well, there's a 50% chance anytime that it picks the other one. And it's so far, I have lost, what, 4 coin flips? Oh, it did that Corona thing again. There we go. Now we got the new one. Yeah, so it's working. So this Corona thing, let's go find out what's causing that. Light source. Because it's happening. So all we need to do is do this, and it should break it immediately. Current offset is negative? No, that's fine. And what's the initial? Yeah, this is wrong. 0.72. How does that happen? Should be 0.36. Maybe, okay, I think I know what's going on. I think we're modifying a single gradient every time. Even across scene destructions. I think that's what's going on. So we need to clone this or something. What is a gradient? It's a resource. Isn't there some like resource.clone? Am I not thinking? Well, I could have sworn there's a clone thing or copy or something like that. Can I do this somewhere? There's a, I don't know where it is. If we just search for resource dot, no, there's no clone. I don't know where I thought that thing existed. Godot resource clone, is that a thing? A copy a resource? Duplicate. Aha. Okay, that's what I want. Yeah, duplicate. Here we go. Returning a new resource with its exported or storage properties copied from the original. Deep is false. Deep is true. All nested arrays, dictionaries, packed arrays. I don't know if a gradient has any of those. It should just have... Well, I guess it does technically have arrays here. So yeah, I think I want to do duplicate deep. Is this function deprecated? Extra control over how sub-resources. Okay, let's just do duplicate true. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this was the problem. So cannot convert from resource to gradient. Duplicating a gradient doesn't return it returns a resource. All right, this is like the dumbest way to do this, but I think this would fix the problem. So this is the fix. If we go back to the not fixed version, which was this, and I were to print out the initial gradient, I think this is changing over time. Yeah. So the very first time we run this is going to print 0.36, thereabouts. I don't remember the exact number, but it should print 0.36. Oh, it is that exact number. Wow. Go me. But every time we die, I think it's going to change that number. Yeah, this is what was happening. So this was drifting. And if it drifted enough, then it would cause a problem. And the problem is it can drift in either direction. So it just drifted back to normal now. But yeah, I think we can fix this by just doing this. No, wait, no, we're duplicating. Now that it won't flicker at all. I mean, it will print 0.36 every single time. But yeah, now there's no flickering happening. Interesting. Okay, well then maybe what we could do is just set this to per scene and there wouldn't be a problem. Light source. Gradient, resource, local. Now get rid of this. Put that back in. And now it's just 8.36 every single time. That's a tricky problem. No, it's still not working. What? We're recreating the entire scene, aren't we? What happens when you die in the top-down shooter? Died. Where's player died? Here, just player died. Play game over. Play death animation, blah, blah, blah. Raise restart requested. Restart requested to the subgame host calls restart. Restart does swap to and restarted. Remove current and create a new one. Yeah, it's an entire brand new scene. But the gradient sticks around? Doesn't add up. Yeah, I thought local to scene should stop that from happening. .36, we die. It's 0.46 now, yeah. What is this? If true resource is duplicated for each instance of all scenes using it, at runtime the resource can be modified in one scene without affecting the others. Strange. Very strange. Is it the texture? Do I need to say that's local to the scene? It shouldn't matter. And it's the gradient that's staying the same anyway. Now it's working. Or it's a coincidence. But it shouldn't be the same twice in a row. Yeah, no, now it's working. What? Maybe, oh, maybe I'm clicking the wrong thing? No? Weird. Very weird. Very, very, very weird. I guess because now we're getting a different texture. So do we even need this to be on? Well, I'm glad we figured out this bug. Yeah, I didn't realize this is how this worked. No, you need both of these to be set to local. Wow. If I do it the other way, just to double check here. Yeah, I guess I don't understand how this is happening. How can you have a local texture but not a local gradient? Oh, that's how it works. So yeah, both of these need to be checked. Yeah. So that problem should never happen again, right? I'm not going to print it out anymore, but we will be able to test this and see. So as long as if we die a few times, as long as the light never looks like it really changes, other than the normal flickering that's happening. Yeah, we never see that corona pop up. Okay, yeah, looks like it's fine. All right, let's get a bunch of power-ups. Go guns blazing. We can't even make it all the way to the side. All right, now we can. I am moving way too fast for this. Yeah. Also, why when I hold right? Huh, it was moving like down and to the right. Maybe there was some stick input still being applied. All right, let's go check all this stuff in. So we'll start with the change in player light source because that is self-contained. And then the script file as well. No, that never changed. All right, so fixed gradient in player light source. Both the texture and the gradient that it uses need to be set to local to scene. Otherwise, a corona would form at the edge of the gradient. This is because the offset would change despite that we destroy and recreate the entire scene. All right, and then I changed like a billion files over here. Technically, the other thing we should do is rerun this. Where is it? Upgrade project files. That'll fix all the UID problems, but I'll do that in a separate one. I don't want to poison this commit. Yeah, this is fine. Fine. Yeah. Give me a whole bunch of. Oh, wait, no. I don't actually want any of that. What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh, they're not selected over here. All right, save all the scenes, save all. Good. That moved. I guess because it's alphabetical order. Yeah. And then we should just have a bunch of graphics here. Yeah. All right, nice. use purchased monster graphics. I set up all of the variations according to what I thought looked fitting. All right, now we have some housekeeping. One is to run this. This is going to take a little while. But it'll just automatically do this for me. It should fix a bunch of UIDs. This takes a lot longer than it used to. I don't know if that creating thumbnail was always there. Hey, Nick, welcome back. Happy Wednesday. Oh, wow. All right, well, I mean, you don't have to do anything during this. The other housekeeping thing we have to do is add to the credits. So this is done. Add monster graphics to the credits. I don't know if I already had them there. We can't do it right now while this is running. Come on. All right, great. So that should have modified a bunch of files. Yes. Quite a lot of files. Interesting. Yeah, so I think I just do not want the add-ons to be modified because like this is not my code. Although it doesn't hurt to have them be modified, but every time I pull in new add-on code, it's going to look like these changed again. Yeah, so I think we just delete all these. Yeah, so roll back. And then just check in my stuff, which now should be everything. Yeah, a bunch of loop values changed. Then UID should be added in for all these monsters. What is this? Interesting. That's very interesting. It's because this comes from base room. Huh. Yeah, the rest of this all looks fine. What is that? Freeze true. And the that's not right. It's not right at all. Tool scripts apparently messed this up. Yeah, that's not good. None of this is good. Wow, I'm surprised I even happened to look at this. I don't like that at all. I was just I was just gonna ignore all of this stuff. This I think we can trust. Yeah. Oh man, that's gonna bite me in the future. I just know it. Yeah, we have a tool script that when Godot loads, it changes the values and then causes it to save the changed values. What's this doing here now? This just moved in the file, I'm guessing? No, it didn't just move in the file. Oh, because it's now local to the scene, so it's got to save it here. Yeah, all right, let's run the game first and just make sure nothing broke here. Close all tabs. I didn't put them in the credits already, did I? No. No, I have to. Yeah. Hey, SJ, what's your final output goal? What do you mean? Like, am I trying to make this a product? Because, yeah, I eventually want to put this on Steam. Okay, this all looks totally fine. Yeah, let me go here. All right, this is fine too. Let's go over to here now. Let's speed this up. Okay, let's go over to this now. It's really hard to get in this door when you're moving at 8x speed. There we go. Yeah, I think everything's fine. So I got rid of those monsters from up there. Yeah, this all looks good. Yeah, I think we're good here. Oh, I gotta snooze that ad. There we go. Yeah, I gotta make the health bar stop popping up when you don't take any damage. Well, no, actually, I just gotta make it so that you take damage. You shouldn't ever be totally invincible, but you should be effectively invincible. My luck is apparently very low because these aren't dropping any potions. Oh, there's a potion. Spoke too soon. Yeah, there. I wonder if they should summon more enemies or something. I don't know. I gotta still work on balance for this one, though. I think it's close enough to what I want. And then, yeah, the life bar should change a little bit. But yeah, it's looking good. So let's check in all of that. Run, upgrade, project files from Godot. This actually did have a negative effect for the crossbow traps. They're backed by tool script. And Godot saved changed values that I didn't actually want to save. I'm not even going to look into that for now. But like I said, that's going to bite me in the future. At some point, crossbow traps will just cease to work. And I'm going to be like, well, why'd that happen? And we're going to find that a random like ran upgrade project files commit causes it. So add to the credits. Let's go take a look at that. Credits. Oh, wait, we add them all through code, don't we? I forgot I made that change because we got to translate a bunch of stuff. So art, how do they want to be credited? Where is there? It's bdragon dot, yeah, this person. Do they say how they want credit for this? I think they say credit's not even necessary, but I want to give them credit. Credit is not necessary, but highly appreciated. Yes, but how? Do you want your itch page? Do you want a Twitter page? I'm just going to link their itch page. Yeah. So let's go to that. Yeah, this link. Okay. So we're going to link you in as bdragon1727. URL is this. And credits bdragon art. Then we run our update localization. And what do we say for this? Maybe like top-down monsters? Yeah, probably just top-down monsters. That's not good. Oh, wait, no, that's fine. It's going to delete itself. There. Now we should see English show up here. Come on, come on, come on. There it is. Go into here. Go find the new string. Here it is. Delete that and type top-down monsters. All right, now let's go try running that in the game. They should show up in the credits. And the link should work. I don't know if you can even use the link from the controller. Credits, art. Yeah, you can't. You can only expand or contract. But if I click this, yeah, it works. You publish that localization video? No, I haven't made it yet. I don't know when I'm going to find the time to do that. I was debating on switching back to... When I started streaming, I had a stream schedule that was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, and it was 8 hours per day. I don't think I could do 8 hours per day again, but I kind of like the idea of just having a complete non-stream day that was still a work day. Back then it was practical because I needed to meet with someone in person and it had to be a work day, but I don't have that same requirement. And I realized the reason why I do like this right now, where it's only a half day on Tuesday and Thursday, was so that I could work on things like YouTube videos and whatever else. What I end up doing now is I'm just kind of coding anyway, but on without a stream. And it's kind of nice to do that. But then I don't have any time for making YouTube videos or something. And actually even music, I need to work on that too. So I think what I need to do is just stop myself from spending Tuesdays and Thursdays doing coding and work on other stuff. Yeah. Anyway, let's check this in. Add B Dragon 1727, is that the name? Let me just make sure. Yeah, to the credits. Should be just a 2-line change, right? All right. So I think it's lunchtime. Yeah, which is weird to say because it's 11:20, but I've been waking up earlier and earlier. So it's lunchtime for me right now. I was debating on going to the grocery store today. Doesn't have to be right now, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, that might affect how long it is before I come back after lunch. Otherwise, it'd be about an hour. So what did we just do today? God, I need some like memory augmentation here. What day is it? Wednesday. Wow, we did more than 10 commits apparently. I thought that would be enough to go through. All right, so where do we start this? Here, add life bars, limit number of starting upgrades, add tutorial text, fix an animation, change upgrades, remove the labels, fix a bug. So it's mostly polished stuff. Yeah, it's mostly polished stuff. Working on the finishing touches on the top-down shooter, e.g. adding life bars, getting the correct... Why is that not working? Getting the correct monster graphics, etc. I think that's what this afternoon is going to be too. Yeah. I think we're going to do some bug fixes. We now have life bars. This can all be deleted. Oh yeah, there's some polish. I'll write this down in the polish section. Here. So make the boss life bar go away differently when they die. It's sort of weird that it lingers there for a bit. And make life bars animate the life dropping in them. So bug fixes, exiting the game. This is, okay, maybe that's what we'll do in the afternoon. I'll plan how the exiting the game part should work, because I don't know for sure if you should go to another game or if you should go back to the Architect's Realm. And I got to plan that. And then depending on... Yeah, anyway, we got to figure that out. And then what do we have? Balance stats and everything. Make sure the asset packs and the credits. Did I do that for everybody? What did I write for this? Architect's Realm? Wait, this isn't the right person. The person's name is Scary. Yeah, here they are. What do they have in their credits? Did I not fill this in? No, I did. Top-down character in dungeon. No, I did that already. Yeah, so I think we put everyone in the credits. Is there anything else? I don't think so. We have the... Oh, darn it. No, I used... Oh my god. I used one bullet graphic from here, so I gotta buy this now. Yeah, if you use on a commercial game, please contribute any value. Yeah, okay. I gotta write a note to myself, and then I gotta technically change their thing. So buy the bullet graphics, or just draw them by hand or something at this point. Honestly, it truly is. It's 4 frames from this entire gigantic sprite sheet, and they have like a bunch of sprite sheets, but I did still use it. It's these little lemons right here. Yeah, I'll probably just pay $1. All right, buy the Bowler graphics and then modify their credits entry. So this stuff's done. Running animation, yeah, I think we should add that in. Some bugs, some other stuff, yeah. Yeah, we'll just get done with whatever we can get done with in here. This is looking pretty good, though. Yeah, the polish list is getting out of control. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. All right, I'm going to go get food. Thank you all for watching. I'll be back in about an hour, hour and a half. I'm not totally sure. But after I'm back, it'll probably be about maybe like 2.5 hours of streaming in the afternoon. So I hope you've enjoyed. It's been quite the journey getting here. There's Discord if you want it. And I will see you all in a bit. Goodbye.